Welcome back to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we're joined by Beezy and Mia of the Nitpicking Nerds, and each player has brought to the table a secret commander. That means their deck is built around a card, but not the one in the command zone.
Ooh, and of course, thank you to our sponsors, Tales of Adventure, Moxfield, and Ultimate Guard, and today's episode sponsor, the Elven Throne Kickstarter, but more on them later in the video.
That's enough from us for now. Let's go ahead and meet those secret commanders.
Hey everyone, I'm Beezy from the Nitpicking Nerds, make commander videos for a living, and today I'm playing Takasia, Dig Site Mentor, or really, I'm playing Imperial Archangel as my secret commander. I'm trying to get this flying shroud creature in play and then use trickery with the rules and how auras work to just put a bunch of unkillable auras on top of it, preventing all damage that I can deal and making it unkillable. And then I'm gonna win the game.
Hi, I'm Mia. I'm the other half of the Nitpicking Nerds. Today, I'm going to be playing Ramos, Dragon Engine, but my real commander is actually the Door to Nothingness. I want to make either a ton of copies of the door or copy the trigger to have all of the players that are not me lose the game.
I'm VeggieWagon, and I have Chainer Nightmare Adept in the command zone, but I have two secret commanders, Bone Miser and Surly Badgersaur. Either one of them turns my discards into big value. Creatures, removal, card draw, mana, you name it. And if I can pair one of them with Decaying Time Loop, then I can churn through my entire deck, making all of those things and pinging down the table. You'll see.
Hello everybody, I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I am playing Kellen the Fey-Blooded, but that's not really my commander. What I'm actually going to be doing is putting all of my opponents in a little tiny box, and I'll put that box in another tiny box, and put that in another box, and then I will hit them with a hammer!
Today's episode sponsor is the Elven Throne Kickstarter, a fantasy board game for 3 to 6 players where you can forge alliances to conquer the Elven Throne.
If you like playing Commander decked out style, where you are interacting on the stack and setting up combos and putting together little synergistic interactions for value, then it might be time for you to conquer the throne.
Are you making a poop joke?
No, the Elven Throne. I just mean the Elven Throne.
I'm going to make a surprising appearance.
Response?
Activate my Ramel tile. Activate a target tile within one range.
I will take the second action on the stack for a surprising appearance.
I think I can get you on this one. I'm going to discard and activate the dragon to remove some of the other tiles within range.
Oh, so if you activate the dragon and blow up Ramel, you just lose your action.
Yeah,
oh no.
Sorry.
Dang.
The Elven Throne Kickstarter launches September 10th, the day after we're posting this video. So make sure you guys use the link down below in the description to back this Kickstarter and support the show.
And you are probably sitting on your throne right now, so you have a moment to pause and head over to that Kickstarter. But you're gonna want to sit down for this episode, so... Oh wait, you already are.
Welcome to the table. Let's see who goes first. 4.
15.
1.
Drat.
I'm going to play a Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to tap it and fetch. Fetching for a breeding pool. It's gonna come in untapped.
Wow. What are we playing, Modern?
I'll use it for 1 green. I'll play Birds of Paradise and pass.
I will play a Luxury Suite and a Currency Converter. When I discard a card, I can exile that card from my graveyard. I can pay 2 and tap this to draw a card and discard, or I can tap and put a card exiled with it into my graveyard. If it's a land, I make a treasure, and if it's a non-land, I make a 2/2. Pass.
I'm gonna just play Windswept Heath and pass my turn.
All right. I'm gonna play a Restless Bivouac. It comes into play tapped. It can tap for red or white. I can also pay 3 and turn it into a 2/2 red and white ox creature until end of turn. And whenever it attacks, I can also put a +1/+1 counter onto any creature. Pass.
You know, I know people are just gonna know me for tutoring in this deck. I'm gonna play Spectator Seeding and then tap 2 and play Nature's Lore. And I'm going to go find Overgrown Tomb, and it's gonna come in tapped. And then I'm gonna pass.
I'm gonna play this Mount Doom. I can tap and pay a life for black or red. I can pay 3 and tap it to deal 1 damage to each opponent. Or I can pay 5, a black and a red, tap it, sacrifice Mount Doom and a legendary artifact, choose up to 2 creatures, then destroy the rest, and activate only as a sorcery. Play this Talisman and take a damage from my Mount Doom. and then pass the turn.
All right, check this out. End step, I'll pay a life and I'll fetch.
Wow, didn't even tap it.
I'm gonna grab a Triome tapped. I guess it's Spara's headquarters. It's not a Triome. And then you're done, right?
I am done.
I'm gonna untap and draw. I'll play a Sea of Clouds and then tap 2 for Sterling Grove. This gives my other enchantments Shroud, and I can pay 1 and sacrifice it to go find an enchantment and put it on top.
It's pretty dangerous in that deck.
And then I'll pass.
I don't like it. Plains for turn, and we're gonna pay 2 for a Swift Blade Vindicator, a 1/1 with double strike, vigilance, and trample. Pass.
I'm going to play a Spire Garden as land for turn, and I'm going to tap 4, and I'm going to bring out Atraxa. Atraxa's keyword soup. It is flying, vigilance, death touch, lifelink at the beginning of your end step, proliferate, and she's a 4/4.
It's not a problem.
Okay.
I'm going to move to end step, proliferate nothing, and pass.
Wow, still does not hit anybody with the birds. I'm gonna play this Seer Step pathway. You know what? I'm just gonna pass.
Okay, I actually have an effect on my untap step. I'm gonna untap my permanents, and then I'm gonna draw a card.
Oh man, that's a
Can you
good
believe
effect.
it? Can you believe it? I'm gonna play Rejuvenating Springs, and I'll tap 3 for a Dryad of the Elysian Grove. I can play an extra land drop, and my lands produce any colored mana. And guess what? I have an extra land drop. It's gonna be a foil forest, and I'm gonna pass to Nerd Girl.
I'm gonna go Mountain for turn, and I'm gonna play the adventure side of my commander. Kellen the Fey-Blooded, the adventure side is Birthright Boon. I get to search my library for an aura or an equipment card, reveal it, and put it into my hand, and then shuffle. I think it's time for my secret commander, Colossus Hammer.
Oh.
And I will go ahead and just pay the 1 to play the hammer. Is an equipment that gives my creature +10/+10. It loses flying, but it costs 8 to equip.
Does it really?
It does right now.
I feel like you're already winning because none of us can say we put our secret commander out, and it's already played.
Yeah, that's how the format works, right? Because you won. You were the first person
We
to
need to team up.
commander.
I'll just pass.
I'm going to just move straight to attacks, and I'm going to swing Atraxa at Beezy for 4 while I still can.
4 at me, I take 4.
I will gain 4. Atraxa's in this deck because she cares about the color cost that Ramos cares about, and she can also proliferate Ramos's counters. I have to chip into Beezy while I still can because at some point his Angel's gonna come out, it's gonna be indestructible, and it's not going to be able to affect his life total. Secret Commander. I gotta get in the hits while I can. I'm gonna play Fabricate. Fabricate says, search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. I'm gonna get Esper Sentinel.
Wow. Fabricates for an Esper
4
Sentinel.
mana Esper Sentinel.
And I'm going to tap 1 and play Esper Sentinel. Whenever one of you guys cast their first non-creature spell each turn, I draw a card unless you pay X, where X is his power, which is going to be 1. And I'm going to move to end step and proliferate nothing.
Ooh, okay, so at the end of your turn,
Yes.
I'm gonna pay 4, I'll lose a life, to cycle the Balrog of Moria. It's an 8/8 trample haste, it does some stuff, that's not important. When I cycle it, I create 2 treasure tokens. And when I discard a card, I can exile that using the currency converter. And then still at the end of your turn, I will just tap currency converter, put the Balrog into my graveyard, and make a 2/2 Trash Panda. I'm gonna play this Gaia Reach Sanitarium. It taps for colorless, but I can also pay 2 and tap it. Everybody draws a card and discards a card. I'm gonna activate Gaia Reach Sanitarium.
Ooh, party mode.
Woo! All right, everybody.
I might even respond to that.
Ooh.
I think I wanted to tutor at your end step, so I'm gonna sacrifice Sterling Grove to search for an enchantment, put it on top right now. I'm gonna find Eidolon of Blossoms and put it right here, nestled safely on top of my library.
And then we will resolve the thing. Everybody draw and discard. I'm discarding this land, which then will get eaten by the currency converter. Also, I will pay 2 for this Undertaker. It's a 1/1, I can pay 1 black and tap it and discard a card from my hand to return a creature card from my graveyard to my hand. And blockers seem like a good idea right now, I'll pass. I'll take 1 for my Mount Doom.
Okay, this is, guess what? It's gonna be an Eidolon of Blossoms. This says, when it or another enchantment enters under my control, I get to draw a card.
I'm so disappointed in both of you. Tutoring for card advantage instead of tutoring for one big thing that gets blown out and then you lose.
My secret commander is not an enchantment, otherwise I might have gone for it. I'm gonna draw a card when that enters. I have 2 land drops to make, so one is Hallowed Fountain and the other one is Horizon Canopy. And I'm not going to pay 2 life for Hollow Fountain, and I'm going to pass my turn.
I'm going to play a Buried Ruins. It taps for colorless, or I can sacrifice it to return an artifact card from my graveyard to my hand. Haha, backup plan. And then, thanks to Veggie, I did get to draw a card that allows me to actually equip the hammer.
No!
Kemba Ka Enduring. He's a 2/2 that says whenever he or another cat enters the battlefield, I can attach an equipment to that creature. Equipped creatures get +1/+1, and I can also make more cats. So I get to equip the Colossus Hammer for free. Let's go.
Okay, at least it's not on the Vindicator.
Yes.
I was like, you can attach it right now.
And because I went last, everything is bigger than Swiftblade Vindicator, so no combat to be had. I'll pass the turn.
City of Brass. And I'm going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing attacks at Beezy again.
Okay, you know, you kind of just look like a bully.
Collusion.
I'm gonna just take 4, you know?
I will gain 4.
I'm just a little guy over here and just getting punched.
I'm going to pass for turn.
Okay. Well, at the end of your turn, I'll activate the currency converter. I'll put the swamp into my graveyard and make another treasure. Yeah, we gotta play the mean cards now. Now mean stuff is happening.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take 1 from my land for Archfiend of Ifnir.
That's a mean one.
That is
yeah.
a mean one. It's a 5/4 flyer. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, put a -1/-1 counter on each creature your opponents control.
Okay, Grinch.
And I think that's probably fine for this turn. I'll play this Baron Moor as land for turn and pass.
All right, I'm gonna tap for 5, and I'm gonna cast Wargate X is equal to 2. So I'm gonna search for a library for a permanent card, but that costs 2 or less, and then just put it on the battlefield, then shuffle my library.
Do you want to pay 1?
Ooh, there is an Esper Sentinel trigger. Let me consult my hand.
No?
I think I'm gonna not pay, actually. There's not too many ways to do this, but I'm going to nullify the Archfiend before it can do anything with a Kenrith's Transformation. So one of my favorite parts about playing this deck comes from all the shenanigans I can do by putting auras directly into play from my library or from my graveyard. And with Kenrith's Transformation and Wargate specifically, Veggie had to respond before Wargate resolved, because once it resolved, Kenrith's Transformation was already attached to the Archfiend, which means the Archfiend has no abilities and doesn't do anything. Pretty sick, right? Pretty sick. I will shock a Temple Garden onto the battlefield for 2 life. I'll play a Plains as my additional land. And I will tap 3. I don't have to hurt myself from the Horizon Canopy because of the Dryad. And I'm going to try to cast a Shielded by Faith. It says the enchanted creature has indestructible, and then if another creature enters under my control, I can move the Shielded by Faith over to whatever the new thing is.
Sure.
Don't like it.
All right, if that resolves, I'll go here, and then I'll draw 1 card from the Eidolon, boop, and then I'll pass my turn. Am I a hero? Yes.
And as much as I like the Colossus Hammer on the cat, I would like it on a different creature more. So we're gonna play Brunor Battlehammer, a 5/3 Dwarf Warrior. Each creature gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it, and I can also pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost for the first equip ability I activate each turn.
I could have dealt with this.
And everything else, forever.
So then we will just move the Colossus Hammer over to the Swiftblade Vindicator.
Someone's getting hurt real bad.
Yeah. I feel like Mia is smashing her co-host in the face.
Yes.
And
So
I'm also,
you'll also do that.
I'm also
yes.
scared of you, so I'll smash my co-host in the face.
This matchup was rigged from the start. A deck that's focused around Colossus Hammer naturally has to go for one player first, and NerdGirl is of course going to focus on the player that is making her wait the longest to get to her turn, so I should have known that it was coming my way.
Between the Colossus Hammer, the Kemba, and the Brunor, it is a 14/12 Double Strike Vigilance Trample.
What the hell?
Bro.
This is, I don't have good answers for this. I'll just put some meat in front of it, I guess. We're gonna put the Archfiend, Elk, and the Rogue in front of it.
And now you get the Archfiend back with the Undertaker. It's like,
Yeah, it's great.
it's like it never left.
Exactly as I planned.
All right, I'll pass.
Okay. On end step. And I'm going to play Esper Charm to draw 2 cards.
Esper Charm, Esper Sentinel, you got it all going on.
I really do. I'm going to play Bountiful Promenade as land for turn. I'll go 1, 2, 3 here. And I'm gonna play Mirage Mirror. I can pay 2 and it can be a copy of a target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn. I'm going to move to combat and I'm going to swing Atraxa at Beezy again because he has a unkillable blocker.
On the ground, take 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass after that.
Okay.
Girl co-host power.
The end of your turn, I'm going to sack a treasure. I'm going to activate Undertaker. I'm going to discard this Bloodghast, which will get eaten by the currency converter to return Archfiend of Ifnir to my hand. And then also I will just then activate the currency converter to put Bloodghast into the graveyard and make a 2/2. Whatever, let's roll the dice.
Wand of Wonder? Is that you?
This might be metaphorical.
Yeah, there are no dice in Magic. I'm gonna take a damage from the Mount Doom.
Oh gosh.
Here's a Trumpeting Carnosaur.
Hey.
Okay.
7/6 trample, enters, discover 5, and I could have discarded it for an effect that does not help a whole lot right now. So I'm gonna pretend like this is gonna find the answer.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Right off the top.
That's a land. Oh, that kind of, not really, sort of, yeah. That's an Invasion of Kaldheim. It answers the question of, can I take more game actions here? When this enters the battlefield, I exile all cards from my hand and then I draw that many cards. Until the end of my next turn, I can play the cards that I exiled. And when it is defeated, that is very relevant and will allow me to discard lands for damage.
Who's defending it?
Who is defending it? Who can I actually...
It'd be easier for you to find an ally in me than either one of these 40 plus.
I mean, I don't know. You wouldn't
I
be.
did just have my
But it was
Archfiend
cool.
Elk.
A, that was cool, and B, I did not do anything with Colossus Hammer or attack you.
All right. Beezy, you were the defender of this Invasion of Kaldheim.
4 defense. I will defend it well.
Esper Sentinel's trigger?
Yeah, I haven't even... Draw an answer to that, please.
It's not hurting me.
Cool. All right, yeah, and then I'll do the thing that does. I'm going to exile my hand, which is the Archfiend, a Seismic Assault, and an Arcane Signet. I will draw 3. I'll play a Swamp as my land for turn. And then that will trigger Bloodghast. I can return this. Luckily.
Heck yeah.
Luckily, it can't
It
block.
can't block. Okay, I will pass the turn.
All right. Nerdgirl, where do you think that Swiftblade Vindicator is going? Is it time to send it at Mia, or are you guys still like best friends forever?
Well, regardless of where it goes, I still feel like we're best friends forever.
Yes.
But I don't know. It depends what happens on your turn.
All right, well, I guess I'll just put a card onto the stack and then I'll ask again. Because I'm trying to figure out what to do with this Elspeth Conquers Death.
Oh,
The first
I see.
chapter is to exile a permanent that costs 3 or more. And there's not really things in play. It's like Atraxa or Brunor. There is a cast trigger, and I'll pay 1 for Esper Sentinel to get that out of the way.
Okay, well then I will put this on the stack and let you decide, because the problem will still exist.
Yes.
If you kill Brunor, then it's for sure going to hit you.
Okay, so then I'm gonna definitely curry some goodwill, and I'm gonna target Atraxa. I also have a trigger to draw a card.
Sure. That was a valiant effort in negotiation, though.
I appreciate, you had a really good follow-up, which was like, what about it? What about it? I will also play an Ethereal Armor. I'm gonna throw it on this Dryad as well. It gives +1/+1 for each enchantment I control, and it also gives the creature first strike. So when that enters, I will draw off the Eidolon. Play a land for turn, which is Balaged Sanctuary tapped. There we go. And then I have one more play, Angel's Herald, one of my favorites. I can pay 3 mana and sacrifice a green creature, a white creature, and a blue creature to search directly for Imperial Archangel, my secret commander, and put it onto the battlefield. And then I really don't have attacks, so I'm gonna just chill.
I'm gonna just move to combat and Swiftblade Vindicator and Brunor
I respect it.
are coming to you.
Okay. No blocks, but I do have something before damage. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna hit myself with 1 for City of Brass.
Got some damage in.
Unexplained Absence. For each player, I'm gonna exile up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller cloaks the top of their library.
I see.
What are your targets?
Yeah, what are those targets?
Currency Converter,
No.
That's fair.
Eidolon of Blossoms,
Also fair.
Colossus Hammer,
I'm gonna cycle this Street Wraith.
Yes.
That's a Beezy play right there.
I'm gonna pay 2 life to do it.
Oh no.
And that's gonna get eaten by the currency converter. I will draw a card.
Yeah, Veggie might be a little bit more likely to help you if Bloodghast didn't have haste right now.
And then I'll just put the Street Wraith into my graveyard, and that will give me another 2/2.
Right, so we're good to resolve that?
Yep, I can't save my hammer.
Eidolon gets exiled.
All right, I have a cloaked creature.
Cool. I will take 7.
All right, next up, let's go ahead and play an Arcane Signet. Get a little mana. And then I will just pay 1 more, and we're gonna play Sigurda's Aid. It's an enchantment that says, auras and equipments I can cast as though they had flash, and whenever an equipment enters a battlefield under my control, I can attach it to a creature I control. And that's it. I'll be sad and pass.
And I'm gonna play Skyshroud Claim. I'm gonna find 2 forests. I'm only finding 1 forest. I might.
Fail to find. Wow.
I might. I only found 1 forest in my deck, so I'm gonna play Stomping Ground. It's gonna come in tapped. After that, I think I'm gonna pass.
I am about to take some game actions.
You say that every turn.
I'm usually correct. It doesn't
always
get
true.
me anywhere.
I'm usually
But-
correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will take a damage. I'm gonna play this Mana Geyser.
Ooh.
Sure.
I will add a red mana to my mana pool for each tapped land my opponents control.
So just a cool 18.
Yeah.
So Beezy's really the problem here, you know, really only feeding in a Veggie.
I'm sorry.
Trigon Esper Sentinel too.
You have mana.
You have mana.
If I'm gonna be greedy like this, I can't deny you cards. Go ahead and draw from your Esper.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
All right, we'll start, pay 2 of it for this Arcane Signet. We're going to spend 3 more of it for Seismic Assault. I can discard a land to deal 2 damage to target creature or player. Then we're going to spend 3 of it and a black for my In the Command Zone card,
Yeah.
Chainer Nightmare Adept. A 3/2, I can discard a card to cast a creature card from my graveyard this turn, but only once per turn. And then whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under my control, if I didn't cast it from my hand, it gains haste. And would you look at that? I'm going to pay 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to cast the Archfiend of Ifnir from exile.
Okay.
So it does have haste. But yes, I am discarding to activate Chainer, which will trigger Archfiend. Everything that's not mine will get a -1/-1 counter.
1 white mana to Swords to Plowshares, Archfiend.
Oh. She's exiling everything, but you gain 5 life.
I will gain vital life. That's
That's over 50% increase.
Yeah.
right now. I'm just looking. I'm like, can I pump that right now? I'm gonna discard this Blood Crypt.
So second trigger.
Second Archfiend trigger, and Seismic Assault is going to deal 2 damage to something. I think the only thing, in fact, is targeting Brunor for 2 damage.
So first, the Archfiend trigger goes off, and
Yes.
then everything gets 1 counter.
Yes.
Feel like I need Brunor to survive. I'm gonna play Gladriel's Dismissal. I did not kick it, so I only get to phase out 1 creature. Target creature phases out. If this spell is kicked, I can do more. I'm gonna target Brunor. I feel like I need him to
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
survive.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a card out of my graveyard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the Balrog. That's gonna cost me 5 red mana and my 2 treasures for the black. And this is an 8/8 with trample and haste. When it dies, I can exile it, and if I do, I exile 1 creature from each player.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
You can throw some revenge punchies now.
Let's move to combat. So this mana is gone. So many game actions, it's great.
Veggie's like, yeah, game actions.
I'm gonna send the Balrog and Bloodghast at Invasion of Kaldheim. I'm going to send Trumpeting Carnosaur at Mia. I'm gonna send 2 rogues also at Mia because I'm not worried about you anymore. This looks pretty bad for you. Oh, I have a manifest. That I'll send at you.
My only question, Veggie, is do you want Bloodghast to die? Because I know that you want to flip your battle, but if you prefer Bloodghast in the graveyard, I can also do that for you.
I'm concerned that you're making a deal with me now.
No, it's just, I already said I'd let you have this. So now I'm just like, hey, do you want Bloodghast in the graveyard?
Oh, if you want, I think it doesn't matter either way.
All right, I'll block. I'll put it in the graveyard. Then you can take more game actions when it triggers.
I'm going to
thank you.
respond.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Don't
Oh,
make
yeah.
do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
pay 2. And how big is Balrog?
Then 8/8.
Okay. I'm gonna make Mirage Mirror Balrog. And I'm gonna block the Carnosaur.
Oh
I do
yeah,
take 1 from.
Yes.
Nice.
the thing on board.
Fair enough.
Okay, so then this will flip, this will die. You'll take 4 and you'll take 2. Good sir. Oh. We have Seismic Assault 2, Pyre of the World Tree. I can discard a land and deal 2 damage to any target, but when I discard a land for any reason, I exile the top card of my library and I can play that card this turn. I am out of game actions. Pass the turn.
Fair enough. That was a good turn, Veggie. All right, so I will draw a card, and then this will move to Chapter 2, which means that until my next turn, non-creature spells my opponent's cast cost 2 more to cast. I'll tap 4. For my card in the command zone, it is Takasia, Dig Site Mentor. Creatures I control have Vigilance and tap Surveil 1, which is a 4/3, and I can pay 2 green, white, blue, and exile her from my graveyard to return any number of target artifact cards, of which this deck contains 0, with total mana value 10 or less from my graveyard to the battlefield. All right, I'm gonna tap 3, and I will play a Satyr Enchanter. It's an enchantress, so whenever I cast an enchantment, I get to draw a card. This is completely free to attack with because it has Vigilance now, so it is a 3-power creature. Mia, I gotta start revenging for the Atraxa.
Sure.
This is only the beginning. You know, I owe you like at least 3 more damage.
You'll be down to 0 in no time.
Whoa! Yeah, I'll pass to NerdGirl.
All right. How big are your creatures, Veggie?
Big enough to party.
All right, I'm just gonna play Kellen off of the Adventure. Kellen is a 2/2 with double strike. Other creatures I control get +1/+0 for each aura and or equipment that is attached to Kellen.
I love how we treat our real commanders this game. I'm just like, I have no artifacts in my deck. Veggie's like, oh, I got nothing else to do. I guess I'll cast this. I got nothing. Kellen, sure. He's no Colossus Hammer, though.
He's not a Colossus
He's
Hammer.
not with us anymore, okay?
All right, Mia, coming in for 5.
It's a love tap.
Just
Yeah.
a little boop.
That's how you know she cares.
Yeah, friends hit each other for 5 damage.
And then I'm gonna play a Pure Steel Paladin, a 2/2. This is whenever equipment enters the battlefield, I get to draw a card. It also has Metalcraft. Equipment I control have equipped 0 as long as I have 3 or more artifacts, which I'm very close. And I'll pass the turn.
Non-creature spells cost 2 more because of Buzzy over there.
They do. They do.
I will draw. I'm going to pay 4, and I'm going to put out Filigree Sages. It's a 2/3, and if I pay 2 and a blue, I can untap a target artifact. After that, I'm going to pass.
Okay. We're gonna rip something big off the top, take a whole bunch more game actions. It's gonna be great.
Feel it now.
I'm just gonna discard this Rakdos Signet for Chainer, and I can cast a creature from my graveyard. That is gonna be this Trumpeting Carnosaur. 4/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see what we discover.
There's your lands.
Oh, all right. You do stuff probably. This is Matsalantli the Great Door. I can tap it to draw a card and discard a card, and then I can pay 4 and transform it. I can only activate if there are 4 more permanent types among cards in my graveyard, and it turns into make a whole lot of mana. Matsalantli is obviously a great discard outlet and can transform into a huge mana advantage if I can flip it. But not so obvious, it is a legendary artifact that I can sacrifice to Mount Doom. So yes, the 7 mana board wipe is a possibility. Well, let's just try this. I'm going to activate it and draw a card and discard a card and hope that this is a land. It is not. It's a Glinthorn Buccaneer. That'll go into the graveyard. Yeah, let's go to combat, and I will send these your way, and I think we'll just have everybody else hang back. So the 8/8 Balrog and the 7/6 Carnosaur at you, Beezy.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take 15. I'll appear as the underdog, and it'll be even cooler when I do something.
Oh no! Okay, that's my turn. Pass.
By the way, this did cost 2 more because you discovered it, and it's a non-creature spell.
Oh.
Hey, you got 2, look? Mount Doom.
Yep.
How many cards in hand?
None. So.
Seems like an easy decision to
How
me.
convenient.
So if you didn't have mana, you wouldn't have been able to cast it. That's funny.
Yeah, I'll pay that extra 2, and Mount Doom is coming out of this deck.
All right, end step. I'm gonna use this ability granted from Takasia to Surveil 1.
How's it looking, Buzzy?
It's a really cool card. It's really cool, but I just don't think I can afford to have that card on top of my library. So I'll put Enhanced Surveillance into my graveyard. So on my upkeep, I think I might want to Surveil before this Saga goes off to find a better creature. So I'll Surveil 1. I'll put Savine's Reclamation in the graveyard. That's a freebie.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
It's kind of funny. And then I think I will Surveil an additional time with Takasia. I'll put Sanctum Weaver in the graveyard. That's kind of whatever. Veggie's got some stuff. I'm just gonna Surveil again. I mean, I think I will also put a Mantle of the Ancients in the graveyard. I don't really want to draw any of these cards. So then, first main phase, this will trigger, and it will go to Chapter 3, which reanimates a creature with a +1 counter on it. I do enjoy Sanctum Weaver, but I'm trying this. I want to get my Secret Commander. So Angel's Herald has a counter. And then I also draw a card. Honestly, I kind of just want something to affect the board, so I'm going to cast for 4 a Clever Impersonator. How are we feeling about that? Feeling good? All right, if it resolves, I want a Trumpeting Carnosaur. You look like you're having so much fun with it.
It's a great time.
It's cool. So I will discover 5, and I will hit a Heliod's Pilgrim, which says go find an aura.
Ugh.
Put it into my hand.
Gross.
Okay.
I hate that.
With Heliod's Pilgrim, I'm going to find Treachery, which is a enchantment that I'm just going to cast. So I will tap 5. Treachery is, when it comes into play, untap up to 5 lands, enchant creature, you control enchanted creature. And I'm going to target Chainer.
Don't.
Well, I'm gonna, and I'm actually going to just take it.
Oh.
Yeah, what if I just took it? I have a cast trigger to also draw a card from the enchanter, and then when it enters, I will untap 5 lands that are not named Horizon Canopy. I have my own Mount Doom now. I'll play an Overgrown Farmland, and then I'll activate my newfound Chainer. I'm going to discard a Kodama, and I will cast a creature from my graveyard.
Who could it be?
It's going to be Sanctum Weaver, which is an enchantment. So I will draw a card from the Satyr Enchanter, and the Sanctum Weaver does have haste, so I currently have 4 enchantments, so that's not bad. But I also drew a pretty good magic card. I'm going to tap 4 mana, and I'm also going to play a Replenish, which says return all my enchantments from my graveyard to the battlefield. All right, so those enchantments are going to be Sterling Grove, Kenrith's Transformation, which will auto-attach to something. I think we probably, this is the biggest. That makes sense. Shielded by Faith, which also auto-attaches. We'll throw it on my commander. We also have Enhanced Surveillance and Mantle of the Ancients, which normally reanimates enchantments. Right now it doesn't really do anything. We'll throw it on my Carnosaur. And I also have an Elspeth Conquers Death.
Gross.
And when that enters, I will trigger Chapter 1. I think I'm gonna hit Mirage Mirror.
Sure.
All right, since the Sanctum Weaver has haste, I will create 9 white mana, and I will flashback this Savine's Reclamation. I can only target 2 things. It's Mana Confluence and Windswept Heath. Here they are. Here they are.
You get to take another point of damage.
I'm thinking, if I crack and activate, I get to take 2 more damages? Wouldn't that be awesome? I think I'm actually going to, so I'll go to 8 with a Windswept Heath crack. We'll get a Forest. All right, I will take another point of damage with this Mana Confluence, and I'm going to cast Seal of Primordium, which is destroy an artifact or enchantment. If I sacrifice it, I also get to draw a card. All right, NerdGirl, do your thing.
Veggie, attacking you for 2.
I think I also need help here. Are you trying to make this dead so that you can...
I am happy if it dies, and also happy to attack you.
Then I'm just blocking with 1 rogue.
Okay, so then it'll just bounce. I am fine with this. I will play a Rogue's Passage, and pass the turn.
Okay. I have a polluted delta as land for turn. I'm gonna pay 6. And I'm gonna play Farewell. Now, I'm gonna make a deal here, or at least attempt to make a deal. What if you gave me 2 turns off and I just nuked graveyards and enchantments?
You don't have to make a deal with me. This deal has already happened.
Yeah.
You're saying what if you don't hit creatures?
If I don't hit creatures, I get 2 turns off from anything either of you do.
Sounds horrible.
I would still rather creatures get hit.
I'll offer this.
Yes.
I will leave you to last. I will not touch your stuff, or you at all until they are gone, but only if you leave creatures and artifacts.
Ooh.
I really wanted the creatures to die, but Veggie offered me a really sweet deal. I mean, not doing anything to me or anything that I have until both my other opponents are dead. That's like a pretty long-running deal, and I'm happy to make it. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Wow.
Do you have a response?
There's a 0% chance I'm letting this go without doing anything to you, so 1,000% I'll sack this to blow up those filigree sages.
Sure.
100,000%.
Where's the rest of your board and graveyard?
I would just like to resolve my Seal of Primordium to destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Sure.
Yeah, let's get that out of there, you know. Gotta make sure that goes away. And it's also free to respond and exile this card to shuffle my graveyard in. So we will do that as well. Yeah, I'll activate my Chainer. I'm gonna discard Misty Rainforest.
Okay. Shouldn't you have played that as a land for turn?
Look, there were mistakes were made, okay?
Okay, good to resolve.
All right, so your modes are
Enchantments, graveyards.
Enchantments, graveyard.
enchantments, graveyards.
Veggie will get his Chainer back.
Oh yeah.
I lose all of these.
I'll pass.
I'm gonna start my turn. I'm just going to cycle this Forgotten Cave. No cards in hand.
No cards in hand.
Go to combat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send the Balrog and Trumpeting Carnosaur at you, Beezy.
So we'll trade Carnosaurs then.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, so yeah, these are my blocks. Veggie.
Pump it.
I'm just like, okay, go
Everyone's
to
like, no effects?
no effects. No, we will Chaos Warp the Balrog. I'm gonna make the owner of target permanent shuffle it into their library and reveal the top card. If it's a permanent, you can put that onto the battlefield.
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
All right.
All right, let's Chaos Warp the Balrog.
Just like in Lord of the Rings.
Top card is a Schmuggler Copter. That Schmuggler Copter, which is a 3/3 flying vehicle that crews for 1, and when it attacks or blocks, I draw and discard, will come into play. But I'm going to tap Matalantli to draw and discard. I will draw a card. I will discard this Dark Withering. I'm gonna pay 1 to pay the madness cost for Dark Withering to be able to cast it when I discard it. Destroy target non-black creature. I would like to destroy the Imposter Carnosaur.
Yeah, he was pretty fake.
Get him out of here.
Oh, is there a response?
It's still, I can't stop that, but I can stop you from dying.
Please?
We'll Swords to Plowshares, exile the Carnosaur that's coming in for trample damage.
Wow.
Interesting.
You can gain the 7.
Wow.
You owe me your life.
I owe you. I don't even know what I owe you. I think I'll just give you some money after this.
$5.
5 is too low. I thought I was dead to rights to Veggie's big attack, but it actually makes sense that NerdGirl wanted to save me, so I gotta respect it, because I don't know if I would have seen that move, and keeping me alive is probably gonna benefit her over the course of the game.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta try to dig for it, right? I'll pay 2. I'll activate Gaia Reef Sanitarium. Everyone please draw a card and then discard a card. I will discard Squee Goblin Nabob. At the beginning of my upkeep, I can return it from my graveyard to my hand. Then the Carnosaur will get swords.
But you gain some life.
I gain some life.
This is more than life you were at like 4 turns ago.
Yeah, you owe 12 of your 20 life to Sword Supply.
All right, Dark Withering will wither. No damage will be dealt.
I couldn't have predicted that if you paid me. There's no way. Last turn, after that farewell resolved, and someone predicted I'd take 0 damage this combat, I would say they were crazy talking.
That's what I got. I will pass the turn.
This could be me getting a secret commander out. Not me winning, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to have that. I will crack my Horizon Canopy. Yes, and I will draw a card. I was just hoping that wasn't the Angel because I don't want to pay 8 for it. I'll play Flooded Strand as my land for turn. I can chunk Veggie a tiny bit with this card I drew. I will tap 2. for a Spirit Mantle. It gives enchanted creature +1/+1 and protection from creatures, so it can't be blocked or targeted by creatures. All right, Veggie, I'm gonna come in for Vigilance beats 5 at you.
Old lady beats.
Yep. Yeah, I can't stop an old lady.
And because they have Vigilance, I can also attack Mia for 5.
Great.
Finally, I think I'm gonna pass my turn.
So we're gonna go ahead and go 7 to Mia and 2 double strike to Veggie.
Yeah, I will like to not take that. I will just put this rogue in front of
I'll
it.
take 7.
Hooey.
And that'll be my turn. I'll pass.
I'm gonna crack on end step. Godless Shrine coming in from Polluted Delta. I'm going to untap and go to turn 11. I'm gonna pay 5 and I'm gonna play Tezzeret. He can either make a 1/1, I can draw a card, and if I have more artifacts, I can draw more cards, or his emblem, which I will never get to, is beginning of your end step, I could search my library for a permanent, put it on the battlefield. I'm gonna make a 1/1 Thopter, and Tezzeret goes up to 6. I am going to pay 3 and 2 life.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna play Phyrexian Metamorph.
Oh.
I wish you guys had better creatures. All right, give me Grandma.
Yeah, and vigilance.
Grandma coming in.
Okay.
After that, I don't think I can do much. I'll pass.
At my upkeep, Squee, Goblin Nabob, will return to my hand from my graveyard.
Very relevant.
Very relevant. I'm gonna start to try to find more things. I'm gonna draw a card and discard a card. All right, I will discard Squee. I'm going to activate Chainer. I'm going to discard Neheb Dreadhorde Champion to be able to cast a creature card from my graveyard this turn. It's gonna be Neheb.
No way.
Look at that. It's a 5/4 trample. When Neheb deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, I can discard any number of cards, and if I do, I draw that many cards and then add that much red mana, and I don't lose it until the end of the turn. I'm going to use Chainer to Bamanin the Schmugglercopter, and then we're gonna go to combat. NerdGirl, Neheb is for you. And NerdGirl, Schmugglercopter is also for you. That's 3 in the air and a 5/4 trample. But I'll have this trigger on combat.
Okay, I can't stop that.
I will draw a card. Bleh. I guess I will discard this mountain. Okay,
I have to let it go, I think.
8 damage. I'm going to discard both cards in my hand, an Oliphant and a Dread Return. I will add 2 red mana to my mana pool and draw 2 cards. I'm gonna use the 2 red mana to activate Gaia Reach Sanitarium. So everybody draw a card and discard a card. I will pass the turn.
It's time. The second Secret Commander. The first one came out on turn 3, and the second Secret Commander is going to come out on turn 100,000. So I'm going to sacrifice Angel's Herald as a white creature, Satyr Enchanter as a green creature, and Takasia as a blue creature. You know what? I guess I might as well surveil 1 3 times before I do this, but it probably doesn't matter. I can just get bad cards out of my deck. All right, let's throw Pattern of Rebirth in the graveyard. Field of the Dead in the graveyard.
Ooh, bad
card.
And I'll leave that on top, and then we will sacrifice these 3, putting Takasia back in the command zone, even though she probably doesn't belong there, to go get my Secret Commander. This will fall off. All right, and Imperial Archangel will be onto the battlefield. As a 5/8 Shroud, all damage that will be dealt to me is instead dealt to Imperial Archangel. And then I'm gonna draw a card. I will replay my powerful Grandma, Takasia. So my creatures at least will have that Vigilance stat line. I'll go ahead and throw down a Jukai Naturalist. Reduces my enchantment spells by 1 and has lifelink. All right, NerdGirl, who do you think I should attack?
Well, he's the only person you can attack cleanly because we have a Thopter here as Veggie, so.
Yeah,
I feel
so
like
we'll just Veggie out Dome you for 5.
Yeah.
And then I will pass.
All right. Let's play a Needle Spires. Veggie needs some blockers, I think. And I'm okay to do this. I'm gonna attack Kellen to my good friend here, because I now would like Kellen to die. And we're going to send Brunor the Battlehammer to Veggie.
Okay. I will definitely put this in the way.
As your friend, I must kill it.
Great, it's gonna die. I am going to pay 3. And I'm going to cast a Spike Shot Goblin. He's a 1/2 that allows me to pay a red and tap him, and it'll deal damage equal to its power to any target. Pass the turn.
I will hit myself for 1. I will play Whirler Rogue. When it ETBs, I'm going to create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter tokens, and I can tap 2 untapped artifacts I control, and target creature can't be blocked this turn. I am going to swing 1 at NerdGirl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That Thopter.
I think I'll also swing to Keisha at you.
Grandma beats.
Grandma beats.
Grandma beats.
Do your thing, Veggie.
Untap at my upkeep. Squee will return to my hand. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna play my secret commander, Bone Miser.
All right.
It's a 4/4. Whenever I discard a creature card, I make a 2/2 zombie. When I discard a land, I make 2 black mana. And when I discard a non-creature non-land, I draw a card. I'm going to crew the Schmugglercopter. I'm gonna move to combat. I'm going to send Neheb and the Copter at NerdGirl. I will have a Schmuggler trigger. So I'm gonna draw a card. Schmoogle. Discard this Feed the Swarm, which I probably should not be playing right now. And I will draw a card from Bone Miser.
I have no blocks.
Okay, take 8. Neheb will trigger. I will discard 3 of my 4 cards. That'll be a Scourge Familiar, which lets me discard cards for mana, the Squee that's in my hand, and a Big Game Hunter. This is gonna do a bunch of stuff. It's going to add 3 mana to my mana pool. I will redraw to finish Neheb, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make 3 zombies. I can also play Big Game Hunter because it has a madness of 1 black. So when it enters the battlefield, I destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. Well, I still have the no touchy deal. So
No touchy.
no touchy. I'm gonna target Takesha.
Dang. All right. I should respond because we are post-combat and I want to surveil. So let's surveil 1. I'm going to leave it on top.
Okay, and then pew pew.
She will die.
Post combat, I'm going to activate Matsalantli. I'm going to draw a card and discard. Draw this card. I will discard this swamp. That will make me 2 black mana. I'm going to use 1 of it for an Entomb.
Oh,
I'd like to search for a card and put it into my graveyard.
that's going to be horrible for us.
That's, I think, a good time for me.
All right, so Veggie's deck is going to flip through his whole deck, and I think we're dead if that happens, and B, I don't want to watch him do it. So we're going to destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller gets a 1/1 white human creature token.
I assume that your target is Bone Miser.
Yes.
All right, Bone Miser into the graveyard.
Actually, a little farmer guy.
All right, well, I will resolve. I will resolve the Entomb. I'm going to find this Decaying Time Loop, which is an instant. I can discard all the cards in my hand and draw that many cards, and it has Retrace, so I can cast it from my graveyard by discarding a land in addition to its other costs. I am going to flash back the Dread Return in my graveyard.
Okay.
I will sacrifice 3 creatures. I don't think that I need 2 of these zombies and this Big Game Hunter to try to return Bone Miser from my graveyard to play.
No response from this guy.
It's time to do stuff.
It's time to mise.
Dang it.
The whole reason I play this deck is to squeeze every little bit of value out of every single card. Being able to discard something for an effect, triggering something else to draw me a card, then using that card out of the graveyard. That's why I play Magic. I am going to retrace Decaying Time Loop. I have to pay 4 mana, conveniently right here. You know what, I'm gonna leave 1 red and use the Gaia Reach Sanitarium. I will discard this Mortuary Mire, which will make me 2 black mana. I'm going to discard the cards in my hand. That is a Tainted Peak and a Call to the Netherworld. Those will go into the graveyard. I will draw that many cards. So I will draw 2. It will make me 2 more black mana. It will draw me an additional card. And then I will cast Call to the Netherworld with Madness from my graveyard to return a creature to my hand. I'm going to find this Scourge Familiar, which is a 3/2 that I can discard a card to add 1 black mana to my mana pool. Do it again. I'm gonna pay 4 mana and discard this Sulphurous Springs, which will make me 2 mana to replay the time loop.
Very fitting.
Woo! Discard 3 cards. That is a 2 creatures and a non-creature. That will make me 2 zombies. I will draw a card. I will draw the 3 cards that I discard here. 1, 2, 3. I will cycle this Ash Barrens. I'm gonna search for a basic land. That's gonna make me 2 black mana. I'm gonna find this mountain. I will pay 1 and 3. I will discard this Bloodstained Mire, make 2 mana. I will replay the time loop. I'm gonna discard 2 non-creatures and a land, so that'll make 2 mana. I'll draw 2 and then draw 3 from the loop. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, now he at least needs like some kind of signet or something to keep going.
I'll play my land for turn. It's a Sokensan.
Found it.
I'll pay 2 black mana for a Stitch Together. I would like to reanimate this Shadowgrange Archfiend. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. I gain life equal to the greatest power among creatures sacrificed this way.
I'd like to respond.
To stitch together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not that I'm just gonna surveil a couple times.
Yeah, can't do nothing about it. You know, easy come, easy go. And then you're gonna gain 5, right?
Yeah, I gain 5. Oh. Well,
Woohoo!
I will make myself the threat because here is a win con. Feast of Sanity.
Yeah.
Whenever I discard a card, it deals 1 damage to any target and I gain 1 life.
Oh, just a smidge too late.
Just a smidge too late. I wanted more game actions. That's all I have. I will pass the turn.
I shall fetch on my end step. Go to 6. Just gonna grab a tapped Breeding Pool, and then I'm gonna untap and draw hopefully a good card.
Do you have those?
No, I have Forced.
Oh no!
And I will tap 1,000 mana. Let me see, 1, 2, 1,000, yep. And I will replay Takasia, the most expensive dig site mentor you've ever met. And I do at least have another play. I will throw a Shield of the Oversoul on my Jukai Naturalist. It is reduced by 1, and it gives the creature +1/+1 indestructible if it's green, and +1/+1 flying if it's white. So I can actually deal 4 damage to Veggie, but I will attack you, Veggie, for 4.
Yeah, I can't block flying.
And I will gain 4. And I will pass my turn.
The Masterwork of Ingenuity. It can enter as a copy of another equipment, of which there are 0. Oh my god. Masterwork Ingenuity does nothing. I have no other equipment on the board. This is awful. But I will get to draw a card off of the Pure Steel Paladin. The draw did get me another spell. So we're gonna cast the Adventure side of Two-Handed Axe, which will give target creature double strike. And we're gonna target the Pure Steel Paladin. And then I will pay 3 to cast the Two-Handed Axe, which will let me draw a card off the Pure Steel Paladin. And now that we have a double striker, I will go ahead and equip the Two-Handed Axe.
Can I make a request?
What is it?
Please also equip Masterwork of Ingenuity. Please. It's too cool. It's too cool.
It costs a 0.
There are things that matter on whether or not you have equipments, so
Right.
that's fine. And then I'm gonna go to combat.
I'm going to tap 2 Thopters, and that cannot be blocked this turn.
Pure Steel Paladin is going to attack Veggie. I will double its power and toughness. It's a 4/4 double striker.
The power of teamwork.
I'll take 8.
And pass.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to discard a card to activate Chainer. I can cast a creature from my graveyard this turn. I can activate it only once each turn. I'm going to discard this Tectonic Reformation, which is a non-land. I will draw a card, and it will activate Feast of Sanity.
Yep.
So I'm going to deal, I don't think there's any, I can't touch your stuff. I will deal 1 damage. I'll deal 1 damage to NerdGirl and I will gain 1 life.
Okay.
No!
The tension is returned.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this right now, so... I'm sorry, I'm gonna pay 3, I'm gonna play Crackling Doom. Deals 2 to each opponent sacks a creature with the greatest power among creatures he or she controls. I want to save Crackling Doom for the Angel because it's a sacrifice effect and Beezy's Shroud can't get around it, but I actually think it's really funny that the 2 damage ended up mattering in the long run to Veggie.
I mean, I think I should respond to that, because in the most ideal of worlds, Veggie doesn't untap. So I will use my Takasia granted ability to Surveil 1. Nope. Goodbye, Composer of Spring, and I will do it a second time. That is also not great. Been the offer.
I will sack my Pure Steel Paladin.
I will choose Takasia, since she also has 4 power. And I'm gonna go to 8.
Uh-oh. All right, yeah, greatest power. That is the Shadowgrunge Archfiend, and I'll take 2.
Okay.
And then I'll go to turn.
Kill him. Kill him.
Oh,
Kill
man.
him.
I'll play Firely Islet as land for turn, and I'm going to draw 2 cards because I control 3 artifacts.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
I'm gonna hit myself for 1 before I do this. I'm gonna play Thopter Spy Network. At the beginning of my upkeep, if I control an artifact, I create a Thopter, and whenever 1 or more artifact creatures I control deal combat damage to a player, I draw a card. I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
I'm going to send 3 Thopters at Veggie. Flopters.
Well, I will stay true to my deal, even though I could,
Even though it doesn't feel good.
I will discard a gamble to Chainer, and I will draw a card from Bone Miser, and I could kill one of the Thopters, but that would be touching your stuff, and they are not dead.
They're very much not dead.
I will gain 1 life. I will deal 1 more damage to NerdGirl.
On the way out.
Bye, he says.
And that is my final. No, you know what? I will then crew Schmooglercopter,
The tap Schmoogler Copter.
and I'm dead.
We've broken out of the time loop.
I'm gonna draw a card from that. And I'm going to pass after that.
Okay. You know, I feel like Mia is now a problem. I still owe my life to NerdGirl.
With what?
In terms of killing you.
3 Thopters?
Well, let me put
You
it
have a
this
lot
way.
of cards in hand.
Let me put it this way. I have to kill you because that's what NerdGirl wants. So don't argue with me. And if you kill NerdGirl, then I have to kill you because you're the only person left. So I'll pay 168 trillion mana for my 4/3 commander who just kind of comes down and then dies. That's just kind of her thing. I will attack you, Mia, for 4 in the air.
You can attack with this too.
Yeah, but she's got 2/2.
Pew pew. I'm fine with that trade.
Oh, I see. Okay. I will send an additional one.
I'm gonna pay 3 into Fairy's Protection.
Oh, a coward's move.
In response, I will shoot down a Thopter.
Sure.
Okay, so no damage is dealt. I gain no life. I will play my land. Good old Nykthos. So then I will pass my turn.
I'll pay 3 to activate my Restless Bivouac. Also gonna play a land for turn. I will tap 2 to play a Talisman of Conviction.
Are you empty-handed?
I am now hellbent. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just go to combat, and I'm going to attack Mia, only so I can get the +1/+1 counter from the Bivouac, and we'll put that onto the Spike Shot Goblin. And then I will pass.
Okay. I'm going to phase back in and untap. And beginning of upkeep, I'm gonna make another Thopter.
Boo.
Play a land for turn. It's the World Tree.
That makes things real easy.
I think I'm going to make you use it. I'm going to activate Tezzret's 0 ability and draw a card. But if I have 3 or more things, I will draw 2 instead.
So yeah, I will go ahead and shoot down one of the Thopters that is not summoning sick.
I'm going to move to combat. I'll swing it at NerdGirl.
No blocks.
I'll draw a card. This is kind of sad. 3. I'm gonna pay 3 and I'm gonna play Naya Charm. And I'm gonna bring back Phyrexian Metamorph to my hand.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pay 4 and play it. And I just might make Whirler Rogue.
Whirly
2
boys.
Whirler Rogues. And that's it for me. I'll pass.
Okay. Can I surveil? I can. I will surveil once. Useless. I'll surveil again. We're only looking for bangers here. Sure. I'm gonna play Estrid's Invocation. I guess it only costs 2 mana. I may have it enter as a copy of any enchantment I control, except it has at the upkeep. I can flicker this, and so then it comes back as either the same enchantment or a different one. I'm going to have it copy the Shield of the Oversoul on. We'll put it on Takesia, so she's also beefy and indestructy. So me, I'm going to blindly attack you, since I still have to do that for 6, and then 4 lifelink.
I will block 2 of them and chump.
All right, I gain 4 life, and then my turn is over.
I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice my Sunbait Canyon to draw on your end step. Yeah, there's not a lot I can do. Activate my land by paying 4. And then I will tap to equip and give my double striking Needle Spire. It'll double its power and toughness when I attack. So that's a little bit of damage. And then I will move to combat.
I'm going to... Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm going to tap 2 and give it unblockable. Right?
Yep. And we'll just try to mitigate Beezy's...
8 to the dome?
Yeah, 8 to the dome.
I would say heavily mitigated.
Yeah, that's pretty
if
good.
not possibly just dead.
And Gonjo will hang out. Needle Spiral will turn back into a land, and Axe will fall off. And pass.
Untap. And then I'm going to make a Thopter. What did Foothills in land for turn? Okay, 2 of these are going to be tapped, okay? And this is going to be unblockable. I am going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing the Whirler Rogue over here. I
will take it.
And I'm going to swing the Thopter over here.
You're attacking me too?
Just a little poke. I need cards.
Okay, I'll take it.
That's about all they wrote for old
I'm going to
Beezy.
draw 1 card. I'm going to draw 2 with Tezzeret. 3 for Urza, Chief Artificer, because of 1, 2, 3, 4 reduction. So, affinity for artifact creatures I control have Menace. At the beginning of my end step, I create a construct that gets +1/+1 for each artifact I control. I'm gonna pay 4, and I'm gonna play Clever Impersonator, copying Whirler Rogue.
Can you ever have too many?
Yes!
Basically, Mia lied. Her secret commander is Whirler Rogue.
Right.
I have 6 cards in hand, and I'm going to move to end step and make
I'm going to respond to that trigger. Don't worry. I'm going to surveil 1.
Okay,
Graveyard. I'm going to surveil 1 in response.
okay.
Ooh, Sarah second. That's fun. I'll surveil 1. Okay. It resolves.
Thank you. He's gonna be a construct. Pass.
Go to your untapped step. I think this is the best spot I've got. I'm going to need to kill Beezy or Mia eventually, and with Beezy's life gain, I think that just needs to be now.
I'm in my untapped step, and then I'm just going to move right to my upkeep step.
Go ahead.
I'm going to draw a card. Well, this is a game of honor, so at least let me be honorable and go to combat against Mia, like you told me to, just like you raised me.
I can't let you gain the life, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tempted to let you just attack with this, but it doesn't matter because there's an 8/8 construct, so I'm just going to put you out of your misery.
I am out of my... Actually, I'll respond. I do have a valid response. I'll surveil. I'll surveil.
I was like, oh no.
And I will surveil. And I'm at 2. Yeah, so I can only ding myself for 1, and then I will die.
Okay.
Okay, I just need to survive. So we're going to pay 3 for a Sculpting Steel. And it's going to enter in as a copy of another artifact. And you have a Whirler Rogue artifact.
Yes.
I get some Thopters of my own. That might be enough to save me to where I don't have to do a thing. I might as well use Kellen's ability. We're gonna go on another adventure. Okay, I've looked through my entire deck and I am not able to present lethal or stop unblockable 13 power. Swift Spear is the closest I can get, but I can't equip it. I'm 1 mana short, so that's game.
Good game.
Good game.
Dang it!
All
No,
right.
she died in the Caves of Koilos.
She did die in the Caves of
Megatron
Queens.
was there.
Megatron was there. That was the
on
whole
your
Brothers
shirt.
War lore, yeah. I don't know if you guys knew that. This game was really fun. Everybody's deck got to do exactly what they came here to do. Everybody got at least 1 big giant punch in, and I think maybe there was a few damage I missed, but we played honorably, and I had to honor my deal with NerdGirl, and good job to Mia for clutching it.
Special thank you to today's episode sponsor, the Elven Throne Kickstarter.
My favorite part was making some deals in this game that ultimately cost me the win, just like in Commander. So you're gonna love it.
Make sure you use the link down below in the description to support your favorite Commander show and pick up a very cool new board game for your collection.
I'm not concerned about doing other things to you for now.
But that makes me concerned about doing things to you.
Kill him.
Do you see how this works?
But if I'm not doing things to you, then I'm only doing things to the other two players at the table, which is a net positive for you.
Yeah, is that how it works?
Maybe.
Like, I've seen of Ifnir, it says everyone but NerdGirl.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's gone.
I remember that Gatorada, I know, Gatherer. All in all, this was an amazing game, and I think in the end, my card advantage and just card draw in general really tipped it over the edge.
Special thank you to our sponsor, Tales of Adventure.
Get Magic card singles, play Magic, win. Get Magic card singles from TOA, play Magic, help out Decked Out, double win. And TOA has the best selection of Magic singles from everything from the most basic printings to the most premium versions you can possibly get.
And in addition to helping out your favorite Commander show, you'll also be getting 5% off. If you use code DECKEDOUT at checkout, you will get that 5% off your entire order.
What do you? Go, do it.
Yeah.
Do your thing, Veggie. Cool.
Smacks lips. This is a lip smack and turn. That's how good it's gonna be.
This game makes me so sad. I started off very strong, but I made some colossal mistakes. I just needed to read my cards correctly, and I think this game would have been no problem.
Moxfield is the best deck list site available. It has everything you need to customize, compare, and collaborate. View and brew the way that works for you. Moxfield is the only way that we can track and share all of our spiciest builds here on the show, and whatever Veggie is playing. Make sure to follow our Moxfield profile in the link in the description.
Well, I mean, NerdGirl still has to deal with NerdGirl still has to deal with me, and this is a game of honor.
Yeah.
So I think she's just gonna hold me hostage.
I do think I will hold you hostage somehow.
Getting smacked with the hammer for 20-something damage early in the game and then still taking damage from Mount Doom here and there backed me into a corner. So even by the time I was able to hit my sweet, sweet time loop combo, I didn't have enough life left to be able to survive.
Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in TCG accessories. We love their stuff, and we know you will too. In fact, every single playmat, sleeve, or deck box featured on this show is an Ultimate Guard product. So make sure to use the link in the description to support our channel and treat yourself to some amazing upgrades.
Cheating. Funny how he picked up a guy's cradle.
Just out of his pocket.
Yeah. Whoa, guys, where'd that come from?
It's all folded. Like,
Special thank you to all of our patrons. Without your support, these episodes would not be possible.
We're not kidding. It is thanks to patrons like you, Chris, that we are able to keep this show weekly, and that's awesome.
And if you're not a patron but would like to become a part of the show, make sure you head on over to our Patreon, unlock those exclusive perks. You have special access to our Discord with polls, signed tokens, spell table games with us, and you can even submit your very own deck list for us to play here on the show.
And of course, Christy, you can always support the show by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. That's it. We'll see you next time on
Decked Out.